Imagine this. You are 6 years old. It is late at night. The house is quiet, too quiet. You walk down the hallway, the floorboards creaking under your bare feet. You search for a light, a voice, a presence. The kitchen is empty. The living room is silent. The bedroom door is closed. No one comes when you call. Your chest tightens, your throat aches, but you swallow it down. You are learning something at that moment. You are learning that the world will not always answer when you reach out. And so you make a silent promise to yourself. I will not need anyone. I will take care of myself. That is how it begins. Not with words, but with silence. Not with bruises, but with absence. A parent does not have to leave the house to abandon a child. Sometimes they abandon you while sitting right beside you. Their eyes are there, but their warmth is not. Their body is present, but their soul is somewhere else. And so the child becomes invisible even in plain sight. Psychologists call this abandonment trauma. It is not a single event. It is a pattern. A wound that whispers into the ear of a child. You are not worth staying for. You are not enough to be chosen. And the most painful part is not the night it first happened. The most painful part is how that whisper follows you into adulthood. You carry it with you like a shadow. It seeps into the way you love, the way you fight, the way you fall asleep at night. You think you have outgrown it, but the abandoned child inside you never leaves. They hide inside your chest, still waiting for someone to finally come back. This is why when someone takes too long to text you back, your heart races. You imagine them leaving, forgetting, replacing you. This is why you hold on to relationships that hurt you, because the thought of being alone feels like death. And this is also why you sometimes run before anyone can get too close, because closeness feels like danger. You pride yourself on being independent, on not needing anyone. But deep down you are tired of carrying the weight alone. You crave to be held, to be understood, to be chosen. Yet when love appears at your door, you do not trust it. You build walls. You test people. You push them away just to see if they will come back. You might find yourself saying, I do not care, when inside you care so much it hurts. You might laugh things off, act unaffected, but deep down every silence feels like rejection. Every delay feels like proof. Proof that once again you are not enough. Proof that once again you will be left. This is the paradox of the abandoned child. You crave connection but fear it. You want love but you do not believe it will last. You want safety, but you only feel safe from a distance. And so you are caught in a loop. The cycle that repeats itself in every relationship, every friendship, every late-night thought you cannot silence. You might sit in a crowded room and feel invisible. You might scroll through your phone at night, staring at names, wondering who would notice if you disappeared. You might feel like you are constantly auditioning for love, constantly proving yourself worthy, constantly performing, because somewhere deep inside, you are terrified of being forgotten. The cruel irony is this: the walls you built as a child saved you. They kept you alive. They gave you control in a world that felt uncontrollable. But now those same walls imprison you. What saved you then destroys you now. You long for intimacy, but you avoid vulnerability. You ache for belonging, but you settle for loneliness. You chase love, but when it finds you, you question it, sabotage it, or suffocate it. And deep down, you are not afraid of losing others. You are afraid of being reminded of the child who was already lost. It is exhausting, isn't it? The constant push and pull, the longing and the fear, the hunger and the distrust. One moment you want to be held, the next you feel suffocated. One moment you want to be chosen, the next you tell yourself you do not care. You live in a storm of contradictions, all born from the silence of your childhood. But here is the truth you need to hear. It was never your fault. You were a child. You were innocent. You deserve safety, you deserve presence, you deserved love. Their absence was not proof that you were unlovable. It was proof that they were unable to give what you needed. The wound was theirs, but the scar became yours. Healing does not mean erasing the scar. It means learning how to carry it differently. Psychologists often talk about reparenting. Imagine kneeling down to that little version of yourself, The 6-year-old wandering the hallways. Imagine taking their hand. Imagine whispering, "I see you. I will not leave you. You are safe now." Every time you choose patience instead of panic, you reparent that child. Every time you let someone love you without pushing them away, you reparent that child. Every time you say no to relationships that repeat your pain, you reparent that child. Every time you admit that you do need help, that you do need comfort, you reparent that child. Healing is not about waiting for someone else to stay. It is about becoming the one who finally does. It is slow work, painful work. Sometimes it feels like climbing a mountain barefoot. But step by step, breath by breath, you begin to change the story. You begin to write a new ending. And in time, the abandoned child inside you begins to believe something new. Maybe I am worthy. Maybe I am safe. Maybe I can be loved and not left. Carl Jung once said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." You may have been abandoned, but you do not have to live abandoned. The child inside you is still searching those dark hallways. But now you are the one who can open the door. This is the moment you stop running. The moment you face that child and say, "I will not abandon you, not anymore." Because when you finally stay with yourself, something extraordinary happens. You stop begging for love. You stop chasing people who cannot give it. You stop fearing the silence. Instead, you become the love you always needed. You become the parent your younger self prayed for. You become the presence that never leaves. And when that happens, relationships no longer feel like life or death. Love no longer feels like a risk you cannot afford. It feels like something natural, something human, something safe. Your childhood may explain you, but it does not define you. Yes, abandonment shaped your story. But you are the author now. You get to decide how the next chapter ends. You can choose to keep repeating the cycle, or you can choose to break it. So the next time the fear rises, the next time the silence feels heavy, the next time you are tempted to run, remember this. You are not that child anymore. You are not trapped in that house anymore. You are the adult who gets to stay, who gets to love, who gets to heal. And maybe the greatest act of healing is not something dramatic. Maybe it is simply staying. Staying with yourself when you want to escape. Staying with your heart when it hurts. Staying long enough to realize that the child inside you is no longer alone. Healing will not erase the past, but it can rewrite the meaning of it. Healing will not silence the memory, but it can quiet the fear. Healing will not make you forget the nights you felt alone, but it can teach you that you never have to be alone again. What saved you then does not have to define you now. The world may have abandoned you once, but today you are still here. You survived. You endured. And that is proof that even in silence, even in loneliness, even in pain, you never truly left yourself. And now you never will.